to another exciting episode of Hidden in the Universal Vault. I'm Ron, your host, and I thought we'd go ahead and take a look at a movie I actually seen once, maybe a couple times, and I've seen this before. So I thought I'd go ahead and review this on the channel. I wasn't going to wait till Halloween, but there was nothing else I wanted to watch. So we're taking a look at the first of what they call the Blood Incarnata trilogy, with the first one in the series, with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, alongside Bill Nighy, Shaun of the Dead. Yep, we're taking a look at 2004's Shaun of the Dead. Now, I love this movie, and I'll get to the review, but I want to also show you something cool. Now, one of my flea market trips, I found a sealed promotional copy on glorious VHS. Yes, the full-length screener VHS for promotional use, not for sale retail. And this is actually still sealed, and this is amazing. And yeah, I wanted to kind of show that off too, get all the blurbs compared to the retail release, which I absolutely love this movie, and that's why I have this as well. So let's talk about Shaun of the Dead, because you obviously know when I'm going to rate this, but let's talk about the film right now. So Shaun of the Dead follows Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. They portray Shaun and Ed. They're a couple friends that are just spending their normal day in the pub in London. The whole movie is shot in London. The movie is directed by Edgar Wright, which I covered Scott Pilgrim versus the World on my channel. So I wanted to cover another movie from that guy. Let me move this up a little closer. And there we go. So Shaun of the Dead is just such a good movie, and it's a zombie flick. Now, it's really unique. So basically, the two of them, they're spending the day. He is either dating or visiting his ex-girlfriend. So we also have Bill Nighy, who's his stepfather. I covered Love Actually, which was another Bill Nighy movie on the channel. So yeah, and he's like his stepfather, but his mom, as she's called in the movie. So he goes to visit his mom and says, "That's not my father, that's my stepfather." So right then and there, chaos happens, zombies come out, they havoc the streets of London. So there's good moments. That's mostly what the movie is about, what the summary of what the film is about. So basically, yeah, this movie is a total blast from start to finish. I love everything about this movie, and I think it's really, really creative. I think it's really fun. There's also good moments, like when they're trying to look for the records. They're like looking for the records. It's like, no, keep that. No, keep that. And then they're like searching, like, the Batman soundtrack, toss it. So they're tossing the records at the zombies to try to kill them, but they start throwing all kinds of objects at them, but they're not going down. So now they look for his records. So they find a Batman, the Batman soundtrack. They find Sade's Diamond Life album. So they just chuck these records, and nothing like kills the zombies. So they're trying everything. They're trying every move, and it's just such a blast. So he meets up with his girlfriend. So they're on the move. His stepfather gets bit by one of the zombies. Says, like, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. Then a couple minutes, again, he's a zombie now. So they're like all like freaking out. So it's such a hoot. And it's really good. There are some moments in it. And I think for what it does, it's a good, the special effects, the blood is, they must use a lot of blood packets, because I think personally the action is just good in that. And the practical effects, there's no like CG in this. They actually use real practical effects. There's a visual effects feature out on the DVD which goes in more depth of how they did the zombies and all that. And yeah, and it's just creative. His roommate flips out that it's 4 in the morning and I gotta go to work. So it turns out the next day, turns out his arm, his hand, he's bitten by the zombie, and turns out, yes, he turns into a zombie. And it's just insanely crazy. This is also part of the Blood Incarnata trilogy. I guess it has to deal with, like, ice cream, because there are two more films prior to this. After this, they made Hot Fuzz and At World's End, which I own both of those. We'll get to those eventually. But Hot Fuzz I've seen before, but I haven't reviewed it on the channel. And At World's End, I've never watched it. I do have it. I think I have Shaun of the Dead, which I'm watching the DVD. I have Hot Fuzz on Blu-ray, and I have At World's End on Blu-ray. So not Blu-ray, no, DVD. I have At World's End on DVD. So yeah, so we'll get to those two movies later on down the road. But I wanted to kind of start off with this because I haven't seen this in forever. I think, like I said, I got to run down the rest of the cast in this before I forget. So in addition to Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, we also have Kate Ashfield, Lucy Davis, Dylan Moran, and Penelope Winton, along with Bill Nighy. So I forgot about his girlfriend. His girlfriend's played by Kate Ashfield. She is great. She's that girl right there, if I'm pointing right there. So yeah, this was also the first movie to feature those two guys. And if you watch the Disney Channel series Phineas and Ferb, those two guys will come back again to reprise a role in an episode of Phineas and Ferb. I forget which one, but I think it's The Attack of the Doofenshmirtz, which is a good episode. When I heard that was coming out, I was like, man, that's awesome. Those two would also appear in another Universal film, Paul, but it had nothing to do with the Blood and Canada trilogy. They just appeared in the movie by a different director. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, I don't have much to say. So they eventually get to the bar, and that's when the havoc sets in. So I'm not going to give away how it ends. I think I talked about this over and over again. I think you get the idea. This is just such a fun movie. So this is where I say I haven't found a single negative in this film. This is a perfect film. It's what most people call cult classic. I personally think this is a masterpiece from start to finish. So that's my review of Shaun of the Dead. I'm going to give Shaun of the Dead an automatic 5 out of 5. See this movie, guys. It's great. It's a load of fun. I think I'm definitely going to put this on my best list. If I've seen this for the first time, I've only seen it once before, but I didn't remember much of it. Then I'm watching it again and looking at it now, I still think it holds up. So yeah, I can easily, highly recommend you seeing Shaun of the Dead. It is a total blast from start to finish. The blurbs are great. If you like horror comedies, if you like these two actors, if you like zombie films, anything about that. Though I think zombies kind of get very old, but I think this movie works great as just a total blast from start to finish. As a highly recommended film. So, I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do like the content on the channel, you can stop by there. I have a ton of reviews, old and new. You can check out my stuff. And if you do like what you see, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Letterboxd. So I am on Letterboxd, so go ahead and follow me on there if you want to see what I watch and what I rate the films. You can go ahead and do that. So, and yeah, and that's it. And as always, keep watching those Universal movies, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.